flex. Buckle up and join the best. Let's see we leave it.
95, 96, 97.3 City FM. It doesn't get any better than that.
Detailed news, unparalleled coverage. City News on 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
.3 City FM. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. I am Sammy Wiafi, and tonight I'm here with
Inu Safo.
Coming up in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes.
The security setup was stacked up against the OSP, so we will not be able to perform our job. This was the situation in which we found ourselves.
Special Prosecutor Kisia Jabi reviews how the country's security agencies frustrated his efforts to stop former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta from leaving the shores of the country. Tonight, we hear from lawyers of Ken Ofori-Atta. Also coming up on Eyewitness News, Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, secures legal victory after a London tribunal dismissed claims brought against it by Power Distribution Services Limited, also known as PDS. And later, the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice Raj accuses former Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Dr. Mishadai Owusu-Amoah, of causing financial loss to the state. Tonight, we bring you details of the report by Shraj. Stay with 97.3 City FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. Also coming up in business.
Easing price pressures push inflation down to 8% for October.
Eyewitness News is live from our affiliates across the country, around the globe. We're on citynewsroom.com, talking about affiliates.
In the Western region, we're live on Premier 100.5 FM, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky 93.5 FM, all in Takoradi. In the Bono region, we're live on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani. In the Ahafo region, Hammers Radio 106.5 FM in Goso. In the Ashanti region, Alpha Radio 104.9 in Kumasi, and Orange 107.9 FM also in Kumasi. In the Volta region, we're live on Global 105.1 FM in Ho, Adanu 107.7 FM in Adakluwaya. In the Northern region, you're listening to us live on Diamond 93.7 FM in Tamale. In the Upper West region, we're live on Westlink 88.1 FM in Laura. In the Upper East, Source 100.1 FM in Boko and Pure 100.5 FM in Navrongo. In the Northeast, you're listening to us on SCAP 101.3 FM in Nangpanduri.
You can also join the conversation with your WhatsApp messages. The number is 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. Eno has our first story.
The Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice has found former GRA Commissioner General Reverend Dr. Mishadai Owusu-Amoah guilty of procurement breaches and administrative lapses that cost the state about 9 million Ghana cedis. In a 157-page report signed by Commissioner Dr. Joseph Whittle, Shraj revealed that Dr. Owusu-Amoah oversaw fraudulent and irregular contract awards to Rona Motors, Telenor Ghana, and Sagel Motors. The contracts linked to inflated prices and non-existent suppliers stemmed from a 2022 petition by the Movement for Truth and Accountability.
My colleague Hansen Ajima joins us in the studio for some details on the Shraj report and what really the report says. Hansen, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. What is Shraj saying in this report?
So let's first go to the decisions and then a bit background to this. And so Shraj, by its conclusion, is deciding to disqualify Dr. Mishadai Owusu-Amoah, who was respondent in this matter, from holding public office for 5 years, as the alleged infractions were done under his tenure or during his tenure as the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority. Again, he's being referred for prosecution by the Office of the Attorney General, as the Shraj indicates that the incident has resulted in a financial loss to the state to the tune of $826,551 dollars, and in Citi terms over 8 million Ghana cedis. Again, the Commission is requesting that a Board of Public Procurement Authority, as a governing body of the PPA, acting under Section 3 of Act 663 as amended, to debar the impugned companies, that's Sajel Motors Limited and Talenimo Ghana Limited, from doing any business with the state. The Commission also is saying that investigation, in furtherance of its object, the authority which is the Public Procurement Authority, shall investigate and debar from procurement practice under this Act suppliers, contractors, and consultants who have seriously neglected the obligations under public procurement contract, who have provided false information about their qualifications or offered inducement of the kind referred to in a particular section. So essentially, some of the sanctions coming out of this report from Shraj is debarring Dr. Mishadai Owusu Asamoah from holding any public office of 5 years, referring him to the office of the Attorney General to be prosecuted for causing financial loss to the state, and also the companies that have been mentioned, they are also to be debarred from participating in any form of deal or business with the state. The background to this story is that the Ghana Revenue Authority in 2021 entered into a contract with 3 companies in the name of Rono Motors, Sajel Motors, and Telino Ghana Limited to single source the delivery of some vehicles for the Ghana Revenue Authority. According to the summary of findings from the Ghana Revenue Authority, it emerged that the respondent, which is Dr. Mishada Owusu Asamoah, misled the Public Procurement Authority in approving the request of the Ghana Revenue Authority to award the contracts to these companies. The findings also reveal that the contracts were awarded in breach of the Public Procurement Act. We are also told that the companies who were awarded these contracts were unable to fulfill their contractual obligations because they did not possess the requisite capacity to carry out the contract of such magnitude, and not because of any disruptions in supply chain which was caused by COVID-19, which we're told that the respondent, that is Dr. Mishada Owusu Asamoah, made when he appeared before the committee. Another finding we're told is that the cost of the vehicles were actually inflated if you consider the specifications of the vehicles and the fact that there were bulk purchases of these vehicles, and if you compare them to the prices that exist in the market, in competitive market, if you compare these prices, the finding is that these prices have actually been inflated. And sorry, I must say, Dr. Amishadai Owusu Amoah, Dr. Amishadai Owusu Amoah is a respondent. That's a former Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority. This particular case was filed to the SHRAJ by Movement for Truth and Accountability, and they filed this in 2021, obviously having monitored events with respect to the affairs of the Ghana Revenue Authority. This was filed in 2022, the contract was in 2021. The report was sent to SHRAJ in 2022. After 3 years, SHRAJ has come out with its report. Key findings are that the former Commissioner General of GRA misled PPA into approving a sole source contract for the purchase of certain vehicles. We are also told that the companies that were given the contract were not able to deliver on that mandate.
Okay.
And it's because they didn't have capacity and not because there were some disruptions in the supply chain, as was explained by Dr. Mishada Usu Amwa in his meeting with Shraj.
Okay.
We also told that if you look at the prices were inflated, because if you compare the specifications of the cars that were purchased and the fact that they were purchased in a bulk purchase agreement and the competitive market price, you can only come to the conclusion that these prices have been inflated. As a result of that, Shraj has taken a decision that Dr. Amishada Owusu Amwa should not hold public office for 5 years. So this is a decision from Shraj, and obviously what it means is that he cannot apply for any public office. Is it the same
Dr. Amishada who is involved in the SML issue?
This is the former Commissioner General of the this is a former commissioner of the Ghana Revenue Authority. Aside the fact that he's debarred from holding public office for 5 years, he's also been referred to the office of the Attorney General together with the companies or directors of these companies involved in this particular contract to be prosecuted for causing financial loss to the state. Sraj calculates this money in excess of 8 million Ghana cedis. In addition to that, the Public Procurement Authority has been directed to use its powers to debar these companies from doing any business whatsoever with the government of Ghana.
Hassan, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Let's go onto the phone line and speak to the anti-corruption crusader, Edem Senanu, who is the co-chair of the Citizen Movement Against Corruption. Thank you very much for your time. I'm sure you have read this report from Shraj. First of all, what do you make of it, sir?
Well, I've read the summary report, and I'm happy to know that Shraj is taking up such cases seriously and providing us reports. My initial reaction is that it seems to me like we need to take a second look at our system, because I'm just wondering how there could be so many breaches. If due diligence is not properly done, how do we amend that? It's thinking going forward. How do we make sure that these loopholes, so to speak, are addressed? Because if they are repeated, it just tells us that there are systemic issues we need to deal with. So yes, we wait to hear whether he has an argument, a defense, but more importantly, it's important that we begin to look at some of the things that have been repeating themselves over time, and what other systems or mechanisms we should put in place to plug those holes. You have any proposal to this effect? I would like to learn from other jurisdictions. I'm just wondering whether they face the same thing where due diligence is not properly done, and you can have companies that don't have the necessary credentials to do work, and they are being given, shouldn't there be a database, for example, of suppliers that you can choose from, and you cannot go into that, you cannot take out of that suppliers base? I guess there should be some way of avoiding some of the things that are being reported in this particular case. In Dr. Amishadai's, defense, according to the report, one of them, he says that the GRA resorted to the single source procurement procedure in line with the Public Procurement Act. And he says, due to the urgent need for the vehicle to support the national initiative like the Kabas and the Ghana Cares Obantapa program. And so for him, because this was urgent, the more reason why they had to go through the single source procurement processes, which you spoke about, that it needs to be reviewed. Well, if Traj is making a finding, and they believe a finding of law that they don't think that the single source process was done right, there must be some element within the law that Traj is using to say that this was not done appropriately, which means that their minds were not averted to those elements. So urgency may not be the complete argument in terms of the criteria. What are the other criteria that should have been taken into consideration? And I think that from that perspective, if it means that we need to re-educate public office holders, especially those in senior levels who relate to procurement, those are some of the things we need to do, such that the frequency with which we have these kinds of cases does not repeat itself.
In one of his defense also, he says that because one of the reasons why they were not able to complete the contract was because of the COVID-19 pandemic, which he says disrupted the global vehicle supply chain and affected manufacturing. You agree that the outbreak of the COVID-19 really disrupted, a number of things globally, and so you may want to pardon him when he gives that excuse as COVID-19 bringing this whole non-performing part of the contract to a standstill.
Well, why not? In fact, one of the things that bothers me is at the end of the summary report, they said Reverend Dr. Amishadai had not given his formal response. So I was wondering, is it that he was not given a chance to speak directly and give some of this feedback? Is it that the feedback has not been fully considered? So I would accept COVID-19 situation that disrupted completion. So if the substantive issue is not non-completion, yes, we would, and the dates coincide with the period. That's a fair argument to make.
The issue of procurement has come up. When you watch the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament, you hear, these issues coming up of procurement, and that's where the main issues of, corruption and the likes come. You think there's about time we need a holistic approach in dealing with this whole procurement thing? And we are told that our procurement policy is one of the best that we have in this sub-region. You think we need to do more?
It is absolutely an important point you're making. I align perfectly with that. I mean, that's exactly how I feel listening to this report. The Public Accounts Committee, until and unless the president actually gets the special courts in place and they are speeding up, it's been a show. It's been a show of we come, we seem angry, and then nothing happens after that. It does not solve anything. So beyond the Public Accounts Committee, we need mechanisms that get action on the various recommendations and findings, retrieving the money, sanctioning people, So you are absolutely right. We need a very thorough platform where we get stakeholders to look at it. I don't think it's sufficient to say we are the best in the sub-region. Obviously, we are not performing. If this is the best in the sub-region, then my God, we are in trouble. The sub-region is in big trouble.
Adam, thank you very much for your time. Adam Sen, the co-chair of the Citizen Movement Against Corruption. This is Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra.
Be there as it happens.
If you know these sounds, you didn't just live through the 90s. You lived the experience. Back then, connection took minutes. Today, it takes a blink. You express yourself with memes. You hold video calls across continents. You say hey to an AI who responds,
"Hello, Kwame."
You order rides, dinner, and dreams all from the palm of your hand. A lot has changed, so have we. For over 3 decades, EcoBank has evolved with you, leading digital banking in Ghana and across 33 African countries, pioneering solutions built around how you live, move, and dream today. From our Express Points to EcoBank Pay, online banking in the mobile app, we are where you are. Here for today, ready for tomorrow. Now, that's change. Powered by EcoBank.
EcoBank, a better way to bank your way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Ugomi, now what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, so
this is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it will protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind says be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, they make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go, what the gogo?
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
We asked Ghanaian business owners what they want from Old Mutual.
I want insurance and pension solutions that will protect my employees.
Your business growth is our business. For 180 years, we have partnered with businesses to protect and grow their most valuable assets. From tailored group life assurance protection to affordable pension plans, we've got your business and your employees covered. Contact your broker or call Old Mutual on 0509 551 609 today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Who is calling me this other one?
Hello. Good evening, Kwame.
Good evening.
We are into baby foods and would like to introduce...
Wait a minute. How did you get my number? You just use ways and means to find people's numbers and be calling them by heart. No respect for privacy or anything at all.
Oh, Bra Kwame.
Is your business privacy ready? Do you collect and use information of people in your line of work, like their name, number, location? You might be doing the wrong things. Whether you're a big company or a small one, you must respect people's right to privacy. Register and be certified by the Data Protection Commission of Ghana. It is the law. You will receive the necessary training, advice, and guided on the right systems to put in place to help protect information you collect about people. Register your company. It's simple and online. Visit www.dataprotection.org.gh to register. Privacy is the responsibility of everyone. Remember, privacy is personal.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. A few of your WhatsApp messages. Your boy from Benin says, selective justice is a threat to democracy. Therefore, the government has ultimate responsibility to ensure that we are all equal before the law. Mawusi from Abutia in the Volta region says, the country's efforts are focused on accountability and fighting corruption, not settling petty disputes. Accusing security agencies without evidence undermines the crucial work. We must prioritize transparency and justice, especially regarding former officials like Ken Ofori-Atta. Let's work together to build a stronger and more honest nation. The story will come to shortly. Alexis Dane in London says the government must recover all loot, simple as that, as well as prosecute them. Jack in Upper East region said, it is true the NDC and the government are using the court, the security to destroy the MPP and every good thing the MPP did. But to me, the MPP should allow it to run. But when they come back to power in 2028, it can even take 1,000 years to come back and do worse than what is being done at the moment. Akapo in her Fomim says, these lawyers must understand that it's not easy, it's not every case that we defend. How do these lawyers defend the power that brought them into office? Let's do some other stories. Eno has them.
The Electricity Company of Ghana has secured a decisive yes.
Eno, hold on. We'll come back to that story shortly. Let's do the special prosecutor because he's been speaking about the Ken Ofori-Atta issue and how he left the country.
Right, so the special prosecutor, Kisia Jabin, says his office faced frustration in attempts to prevent former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta from leaving Ghana. Speaking on the KSM show, Mr. Jabin revealed that several state security agencies failed to cooperate with the OSP after the 2024 elections. He, however, assured that efforts are still underway to extradite Mr. Ofori-Atta to face prosecution for alleged corruption-related offences.
Now we should place this in proper context because we've attracted some flag that why did we allow him to go? Mr. Misa. He left before 7 January. Between 1st, I know the exact date, but I'm not going to mention it. All I'm saying is between 1st and 6th January he had left. Who was in power during those few days? And we don't control the airports. we don't control the exit. The OSP doesn't control the exit points. But we are taking flag day in and day out. Why did we allow him? Let me put it this way. His cousin was president. Let's face facts. Before John Dramani Mahama was sworn in on 7 January, Nana Akufo-Addo was the president. That was his cousin. He had kept him in the office for more than 7 years. I'm saying when he left, the president was Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
At the time he left, we were not getting the cooperation at the time from other security agencies.
You weren't getting cooperation?
No, we were not.
You had asked for them?
Oh, we asked for all that, but we were not. It was as if there was a policy of block the OSP out.
You heard Special Prosecutor Kasi Ejabing.
Let's go to the phone line and speak to Frank Davis. He's lawyer for Ken Ofori-Atta, the former Minister of Finance, as you heard a special prosecutor mention his name in that interview with KSM on the KSM show. Mr. Davis, thank you very much for your time. I'm sure you've listened to this interview from the special prosecutor. He says that the security agencies at that time prevented Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, or prevented his office from stopping Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta from leaving the country when he was doing so.
Well, good evening to your esteemed listeners and cherished viewers. I would rather wish that you people would spare me the agony of always bringing me on to respond to what the special prosecutor says. That isn't it a broken record? He is not dragging the ex-president Nana Akufo-Addo into this. He is driving Nana Akufo-Addo into this. And what is the special prosecutor saying? I mean, does he listen to himself? It's laughable. It is on record. It is on record that before Ken Ofori-Atta left this country, he had notified the former chief of staff, which was Shema Oseo Pariado, and had notified the present chief of staff, Julius Tepper. It is a public record before he left the jurisdiction. So now, he said, Jabin, who got appointed by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he said that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo held his hands and prevented him from stopping Ken Ofori-Atta from leaving this country. I mean, are we kids in this country? I mean, you people take this guy seriously? I mean, the president who appointed you for a particular office, you are saying it now that he's not in office. You are saying that this same president prevented you from having Ken Ofori-Atta exit the country when Ken Ofori-Atta was leaving and he had given notice. In any event, had Ken Ofori-Atta been charged, even if we are taking what the special prosecutor is saying on the face value, at the time that Ken Ofori-Atta left this country, had he been charged with any offense? Ken Ofori-Atta was walking around this country. If the special prosecutor wanted him, he couldn't get him. Ken Ofori-Atta was loitering, literally, all over Accra. And if the special prosecutor wanted him for an interview, he couldn't get him. He waited for Ken Ofori-Atta to leave the country, and then the state managed and raided his home when he was out of the country. What was the special prosecutor doing all the while that Ken Ofori-Atta was in this country? Now that Ken Ofori-Atta has left, he's saying this. I mean, it is pathetic. I'm not sorry for the special prosecutor. I feel a lot of pity for him. But if his office is being hounded, he should try and handle the challenges of his office. So now the special prosecutor can go from one radio station, one television station to the other to go and talk in this manner. As of today, has Ken Ofori-Atta been charged with any offense? So Ken Ofori-Atta is just at liberty to leave this country as a citizen when he has medical challenges. Is that what the special prosecutor is saying? Has Kenneth Nana Yakutu Kunuko Ofori-Atta been charged with any offense? I'm asking you. Has he been charged with any offense? So his liberty should be restricted. When the man was here, you did nothing. Now that the man has left, look at what you're saying. But I thought at one point in time, the special prosecutor, with all his eyes open, made a very profound statement that he was going to use the force of the state behind him. And if you don't come, I'll force your entry into the country. What has changed? So what has changed? And what has called for this childish interview on KSM? I mean, what has changed? We all heard him last week that he said he was going to arrange charges. He was going to charge Kenufuyata before the end of this month. I think he should concentrate on that and charge him. Then we can have this discussion. But for now, Kenufuyata has not been charged with any offense. He's just like any other ordinary Ghanaian. And if he has to travel for medical reasons, he will travel. And that is the reason why he has traveled.
Mr. Davis, how do you react to... sorry to cut him, but how do you react to people who say that to end all this, why don't Mr. Fuyata just return to the country and then face the special prosecutor? So all this, back and forth will end.
What is the meaning of he should just return to the country and come and face the special prosecutor on what? No, face the special prosecutor on what? Has he been charged with any offense?
Mr. Davis, to answer the questions from the special prosecutor...
What did he come to square up with the special prosecutor for? You have asked a question. I'm asking you a question too.
Mr. Davis,
what answered? Has he been charged with any offense? The man has a medical challenge. He's out of the jurisdiction. He has provided legally permissible means by which he can be interviewed. The special prosecutor says he doesn't want any of that.
The special prosecutor believes that there's no way he's going to return to the country.
Oh, the belief of the special prosecutor is not my belief. I'm not in his head. I cannot claim to be in his head. And as I always say, I'm not a clairvoyant. So I don't know what Kenufuyata is going to do the day after today or tomorrow.
But Mr. Davis, you are his lawyer. You speak to him on a regular basis. At least you have an idea his thinking.
Oh, no. Who told you that I speak to him on a regular basis? Withdraw that statement. Kindly withdraw that statement.
I withdraw. But my thinking is that because you are his lawyer, you are his counsel,
It doesn't mean that because I am his lawyer, I speak to him on a daily basis. Please. When he wants to engage me, he calls me. When I want to engage him, I call him. And we should all take cognizance of the fact that whether you believe it or not, whether you believe that Kenufuyata has a medical challenge, is gone for surgery, and is recuperated, in your business. But we all know that the reason for which he left this country was that he was going for a medical procedure. He has attended onto that medical procedure. He is recuperating. As and when his doctors give him the all clear to come to Ghana, he will come. In any event, there are processes that the special prosecutor has started. He says he's going to force his entry into the country. It is permissible under law. We have an extradition arrangement with the United States of America. Kenufuyata in the United States of America, he is not underground. He is above ground. So anywhere that the special prosecutor wants to grab him, he can grab him.
Mr. Davis, thank you for your time.
Or you don't agree with me.
Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you too.
Really appreciate it. Frank Davis is a lawyer for Ken Oforiatta, former Minister of Finance of the Republic of Ghana. This is Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. Eno has some more stories. Eno.
Yes. The Electricity Company of Ghana has secured a decisive legal victory in London after an international arbitration tribunal dismissed all claims brought against it by Power Distribution Services Ghana Limited. In 2019, PDS took over the management of ECG under a 20-year concession agreement, which was part of the Millennium Challenge Compact program between the Government of Ghana and the Millennium Challenge Corporation of the United States. Just months into the arrangement, the Government of Ghana through ECG suspended and later terminated the contract. The termination followed revelations that the payment guarantees provided by PDS through Alkut Insurance and Reinsurance Company of Qatar were fraudulent. Following the termination, PDS initiated arbitration proceedings in London, claiming ECG's actions were wrongful. The company sought a declaration of wrongful termination, direct costs of about $39.4 million US, and alleged lost profits of $351.5 million US. After years of legal submissions and hearings, the London seated tribunal dismissed all of PDS's claims in their entirety. The tribunal upheld ECG's position that the fraudulent guarantees went to the heart of the concession and justified its termination of the agreement.
Let's go to the phone and speak to Dr. Kwabena Donkor. He's a former Minister of Power under the John Mahama I administration and one of the individuals who vehemently opposed this whole PDS deal when it was first introduced in the country. Dr. Donkor, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. You're one of the individuals who vehemently opposed this deal. Hearing this ruling from the London Tribunal, are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because the whole arrangement was botched for personal gain, and it was not the national interest. Let's not forget that originally there was a demand for a bank guarantee. The economic management team changed the requirement for bank guarantee for an insurance guarantee, and even was the payment approach where ECG's money partly to procure the concession. And the painful thing about this for Ghana, it lost a huge opportunity to sort out ECG.
Dr. Donkor, I'll be hello, Dr. Kwabena. I'll be very glad if you can reposition yourself. The line is a bit dodgy. If you can reposition yourself, okay. I'll be glad.
Okay, let me try. Can you hear me now?
It's still giving me the same effect here.
Is it better?
It's better. It's better. Let's continue, sir.
Okay. Thank you. I said I wasn't surprised PDS lost because the whole PDS enterprise was criminal from the very word go. The way the concession was handed over to PDS, contrary to the structured way the deal was expected to have been made. The bank guarantee was converted into an insurance guarantee. The payment that was expected to have been made before taking over was not made. The ECG's own cash flow was to make some of the payments. So, and the painful thing to me is that Ghana lost a huge opportunity to turn around ECG. Let us not forget we lost part of the compact. When the budget was terminated, we lost that cash flow. Then we also lost that income. There is still some yes. And therefore, this is a good example of how not to strike a deal, especially a deal that is meant to bring in technical and performance efficiency into a state utility. The court could not have ruled otherwise.
You think going forward, if there's a need to bring in a new, let's say, investor or private investor in ECG, what should be the procedure done so we don't go into the same one as we had with PDS?
Transparency, and transparency. Personal interest should never be at the heart of decision making, especially in the national context. Remember the disagreement even between the partners of PDS and the exposure that arose out of it. We must be professional about what we want to do, and we must pay the professional costs so that the benefits that we expect will inure to the good people of Ghana. So that, and to enable us to run enterprises professionally.
Hello, Mr. Donko. I'm afraid.
Hello, yes, I'm with you.
Look, I'll say a big thank you for your time. The line is still dodgy, but then we can end the conversation.
Sorry, I'm in Takoradi and I'm not in Accra. I'm sorry, the line is dodgy.
That's okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time. At least we got a substance of what you tried to say. Thank you very much. Dr. Kwabena Donko is former Minister of Power under the administration of President John Dramani Mahama, first term in office. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we have more stories.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Luck is everywhere for everyone.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like Jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank account too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Mumu or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana Cedi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
My head's a champion, creating temptation. 100% natural keyboard. Ginger, garlic, onion. No salt, no MSG. No preservatives. Steam them natural. Chicken, fish, and meat. Yes,
Kivo 3 in 100% natural ginger, garlic, onion powder. Incredible aroma. Champion taste. This advert is FDA approved.
Ginger, garlic, and onion. 3-in-1 Kivo.
Flight 715 is now boarding at Gate 4.
Welcome to the Stanbic Bank app that makes you live a lot more like
topping up my electricity before ECG do me yawa.
That's smart. And you have to send mom money. Forgot?
Easy. We'll just transfer from the app.
We are about to take off.
Okay. Let me also enable my travel notice.
It was that easy, huh?
Complete. Now I can use my card abroad without it getting declined.
Hey, you forgot to pay your water bill. The guys are outside to disconnect.
Wait a minute. Water bill payment? Done.
Why you lucky?
Charlie, my Stanbic Bank app sorting me back to back.
Level up and do more with the Stanbic Bank app. Download now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Visit stanbicbank.com.gh or call 0302-815-789 to get started. Stanbic Bank.
The Association of Ghana Industries, in collaborations with Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry and Ghana Standards Authority, presents the 14th AGI Ghana Industry and Quality Awards. Theme: creating a conducive business environment and quality standards for industrial competitiveness in a 24-hour economy. Guest of honor: His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana. Date: Saturday, November 29th, 6 p.m. at the Grand Arena, Accra International Conference Center. Major sponsors: Gasem, Softcare, Regulus, Promacidor, Olam Agri, Wilma Africa, Qualiplast, B5 Plus, Syntex Tank, GCB Bank, Guel, Nestle, Activa Insurance, Arcadia, Petrosol. Co-sponsors: Casapreco, Coca-Cola, Accra Brewery, Guinness Ghana, Sleek Garment, Vortic, Apple Pie, Multitrade, Adiza. For tickets, you can call 0244 499 101. Be part of this excitement.
Hey, Ruben. Every 2 seconds notification. The Momo keeps on coming. It keeps on coming, eh?
Ma, I am the community Momo man now. People send money, and with the Momo app, every payment is done. My transactions are flying.
Hey, I then.
Ah, ma, you didn't know, eh?
Over 2 million Ghana cedis is up for grabs in the Stillman Saka promo. Transact more than 100 Ghana cedis with your Momo app, and you could win daily, weekly, and monthly cash prizes, and 100,000 Ghana cedis grand prize. And it's not just payments and money transfers. Bank to wallet transactions, savings, loans, investments, pensions, POS transactions, and Momo transactions from other partner platforms qualify. This promo runs in collaboration with the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You're welcome back. Let's do some more stories. Tensions heightened in Parliament earlier today as the minority and majority caucuses accused each other of involvement in illegal mining activities, a situation they say undermines efforts to combat the practice. The minority caucus argued that the government's inability to apprehend influential individuals linked to illegal mining is due to alleged involvement of figures within the National Democratic Congress. In response, the majority caucus referenced the ongoing trial of the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party as evidence that individuals from the party are also being engaged in the menace. Here are excerpts of proceedings from the floor of Parliament.
Mr. Speaker, anytime I put soldiers, in those days, anytime I put soldiers to go and fight Galamsey, you will go and say that when you come, you will not allow that. You always said that. And excavators were being moved in the night. Why are you not arresting the supposed big people? Why are you shielding the big people? Why are you shielding them? You were accused that today you have the power. The people of Ghana have given you power. Not just power, they've given you overwhelming power to act. Why are you not arresting the people? It is because you are complicit. It's because you are complicit. That's why you are not arresting them. You are not arresting them because you are the people doing it. That is the reason why you are not arresting them. Otherwise, arrest them. Arrest the Ghanaians. Arrest them. You are not arresting them because the NDC people are doing it. It is the NDC people who are doing Galamsey. That's why you are not arresting them. Otherwise, arrest them.
Mr. Speaker, they cannot all of a sudden become holier than thou. Yes. Mr. Speaker, it is not how much you shout. Ghanaians are aware of your track record. Mr. Speaker, we know that when it comes to lip service to Galamsey, it started from your end. And it will not change today because you have made a simple statement on Galamsey. We cannot tell people not to politicize so that you can gag people and do politics with it. And if you decide to politicize it, we will meet you boot for boot. John Mahama didn't start Galamsey, but John Mahama will stop Galamsey. They must tell their friends who were Galamseying and are still Galamseying to stop. They should tell them to stop. They should stop. They should stop parading the courts and demonstrating when people are arrested for Galamsey. When people's equipment are seized for Galamsey, they should not be the one fighting for them. Mr. Speaker, they stood here and said they were not going to come to this house because somebody had been accused of Galamsey. We were in this house when they said they were not going to come here until Wutumi had been free. And the next day they left him there languishing and they came here.
You heard Bimbala MP Dominic Netiwul and MP for Bolga Central Isaac Adongo.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Inosaf. Let's settle for the details. Ghana's inflation rate has dipped further to 8.0% in October 2025, marking the 10th consecutive month of decline and the lowest level since early 2023. The latest figure represents a 1.4 percentage point drop from the 9.4% recorded in September on the back of continued easing of price pressures across key sectors of the economy. Month-on-month inflation also fell by 0.4%, signaling a general moderation in the cost of goods and services. The drop has been attributed to sustained exchange rate stability, improved food supply, and tighter fiscal and monetary measures. Government statistician Dr. Idrisu Alasan announced the rate at a press conference today.
4% in September 2025, and well below the 23.8% recorded at the end of 2024. This means that on the average, prices of goods and services in October 2025 were 8% higher than in October 2024. This marks the 10th consecutive month of decline and the lowest inflation rate since June 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, the steady fall from 23.8% last December to 8% today shows that Ghana is firmly on the path towards macroeconomic stability. The month-on-month inflation rate for October was negative 0.4%, which means that on the average, prices fell by 0.4% between September and October 2025. So the big picture is very clear that inflation is trending downward, both year on year and month on month, confirming that price growth is slowing across most categories.
Government statistician Dr. Idrisu Al-Hassan. Government has identified Ghana's persistently low tax to GDP ratio as a major barrier to achieving sustainable national development. Ghana's tax to GDP ratio stood at 13.6% in 2024, significantly lower than the sub-Saharan African average of 16.2% and well below the 20% target recommended for developing economies. This shortfall underscores the urgent need to improve compliance and broaden the tax base, else the government's ability to fund critical infrastructure and social programs will remain constrained. Here's Deputy Finance Minister Thomas Nyakwampim.
GDP ratio presents a concerning picture. Despite efforts, our tax to GDP ratio remains below the Africa's average of 16.2%, 27% for advanced economies, and falls short of the 20% target set by ECOWAS. In 2024, Ghana's tax revenue averaged around 13.6% of GDP, highlighting the need for more effective tax policy and administration to boost revenue collection and support economic transformation. This government, led by His Excellency President Mahama, is committed to using tax revenues prudently. We understand the trust placed on us. We must and we have sharpened our prioritization framework and deepened our consultations with citizens. We are working hard to ensure that every cedi collected is channeled into transformative interventions that improve your lives, from infrastructure development.
Thomas Nyakwampim is Deputy Finance Minister. He was speaking at the launch of the Sustained National Tax Education Program and Modified Taxation Scheme here in Accra. Now, the Soya Value Chain Association of Ghana wants the government to lift the ban on the exportation of soybeans before this year's Farmers' Day celebrations. The group argues that the ban, which was to ensure domestic supply, is hurting thousands of farmers and disrupting the soybean value chain across the country. But the association says it has instead created severe market distortions, with prices dropping sharply at the farm gate and stocks of unsold beans piling up. Executive Secretary of the association, Yao Afrifa, tells Citi Business News the continued enforcement of the ban discourages investment in the sector.
So the farmer is in a fix. It's so bad. How can a price of soya that used to sell at 1,100, 1,200 now be sold at 500, and it's possible that it should go down again? So now that you are pushing all their prices, it is like you are depriving them of their investment. And as at now, they have not been able to tell us the justification for the ban. Because as we speak now, the processors cannot even process because of the U.S. and the China war. U.S. now is flooding Ghana with all their soya cake at a very low price. So much that the soya processor cannot even buy and sell. So the only option for the farmer to at least gain from his investment is this exportation, and now you have laid a ban on it. We are telling government that before this Farmers' Day, they should give us some joy and lift the ban, because it's a matter of agency.
You heard Executive Secretary of the Soya Value Chain Association of Ghana, Yao Afrifa. Now, former Lands and Natural Resources Minister Inusa Hussaini is urging Parliament to compel the government to present the lithium mining agreement for approval without further delay. His call comes amid reports that over 100 workers of Atlantic Lithium have been laid off following the prolonged delay in the ratification of the company's mining lease. Speaking to journalists on the sidelines of a seminar organized by the Institute of Economic Affairs on Ghana's Natural Resource Management Framework, Mr. Hussaini said that the current impasse could undermine investor confidence in Ghana's emerging lithium sector, which has been described as a key driver of the country's green industrialization agenda.
I had said, when the agreement was being signed, that the discovery of lithium in this country offered us an important opportunity to move away from the fiscal regime that we have discussed today to new fiscal regimes, because we are in green energy transition. Okay, and then lithium is going to be critical. It's going to be a critical mineral in the green energy transition. I was disappointed when it appeared to me that we are still moving along the same path of royalties, taxes, carried interest, and all those, which has never actually benefited this country. If the government is not bringing the agreement to Parliament for ratification, the ratification is not, the agreement is not only in Parliament for ratification, it's also in Parliament for us to know exactly what is in the agreement. You know what is in the agreement. You know what is in the agreement. So when the agreement goes to Parliament, the people of this country are given an opportunity through their representatives to know what is in the agreement. So if the government is not sending the lithium agreement to Parliament for ratification, Parliament should call for the agreement.
Inusa Hussaini is a former Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Just before I go, Gap Health Insurance Company Limited has taken a significant step towards integrating AI-powered technology to enhance its service delivery. This initiative forms part of the company's key innovations and achievements as it commemorates its 5th anniversary. These include the expansion of quality healthcare under its schemes, a strong nationwide network of healthcare providers, and highly responsive claims support, among others. Speaking at a press briefing ahead of the grand launch of the 5th anniversary celebration, the managing director of Gap Health Insurance Company, Joseph Abeni Yabwa, noted that the company's future prospects focus on technological advancement, particularly in the area of artificial intelligence.
What we seek to do is to use technology and AI to change the frontiers of the health insurance industry. I'm happy to indicate that what we currently do is to use data analytics powered by AI to help clients make informed decisions. And then I'm also happy to announce that very soon we'll be launching an AI-powered virtual assistant, where clients will be able to receive assistance instead of calling and speaking to someone on the phone. And this is something that we seek to bring within the industry to help our members bring care and then convenience to our members.
Joseph Abeni Yabwa is Gab Health Insurance Company Director. And that's all for City Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Inu Safo. Up next is Point Blank.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. And what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car. Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, so this is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind says be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. One pair way now open there. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Dreaming big, thinking Africa. UBA Ghana's got your back. For business growth and expansion, UBA Ghana's got your back. With a 6 billion after loan facility, UBA Ghana's got your back. With apps, send and receive money anywhere. UBA Ghana's got your back.
UBA Ghana has got your back. With the 6 billion after loan facility, your business can grow, export, and trade across the continent.
And with PAPS, send and receive money across Africa instantly. Now live on Leo, your 247 digital banking buddy. UBA Ghana,
connecting you to Africa's opportunities. UBA,
Africa's global bank.
UBA Ghana's got your back.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like Jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank account too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to the luckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana Cedi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Announcing Ghana's first unlimited photocopier leasing. Yes, from just 983 Ghana Cedis, you can lease a multifunctional photocopier and print unlimited. Yes, unlimited and free paper every month. Guess what? That's not all. Toners, repairs, and maintenance all are free. And oh, I'm not kidding at all. And we cover the whole country. Yes, the whole country. What are you waiting for? Just visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244-644048. I repeat, or call 0244-644048. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News. This is Point Blank. Remember, Point Blank is brought to you by Valex Lease Equip Limited. Valex Lease affordable document management solutions. Tonight on Point Blank, my guest is Eric Ajay. He's Senior Project Manager at Lightwave e-Healthcare. Talking about Lightwave, I mean the Lightwave Health Information Management System, or LIMS. They've been in the news in recent times. The Minister of Health, Kwabena Mintan-Kano, held a press conference not too long ago. They spoke about this $100 million deal between the Ministry of Ghana government and the Lightwave Health Information Management System Limited. A number of things he said that the company disagrees. The company believes the health minister is not speaking what is supposed to be spoken. So tonight, my guest is Eric Ajay, Senior Project Manager at Lightwave e-Healthcare Limited. Hi, Eric. Good evening. Thank you very much for your time.
Good evening, Sami.
I'll be happy if you draw a bit closer. Okay. Thank you very much for your time again.
And I thank you too for having us.
You've been in the news.
Yeah, I know.
You've been in the news in the last week or two about your project. First of all, what is this Lightwave project all about? Before you go into details of what the minister said and your reaction to it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sam. And then good evening to all your listeners. Lightwave, it's an electronic medical records company. We were registered into the Ghanaian Registrar Generals of Companies in 2015. And we have a sister company in the United States of America. That is the Lightwave e-healthcare services, which is solely again owned by a Ghanaian. So it's 100% Ghanaian company. That's the Lightwave e-healthcare solutions. And we have been operating from Ghana for the past 10 years.
Okay.
So close to,
10 years. That was so 2015.
Yeah.
And you've been doing this?
We've been doing this over this period.
And this contract that the minister is talking about, when was it signed and the execution and the likes?
Yeah, the contract was actually signed in 2016.
Okay.
In April 2016. And that was the phase one. The phase one of the contract was signed in the 2016. And then we completed in 2017. That included 23 health facilities in the central region. So these health facilities range from the teaching hospital level to the CHIP compound. So we went as high as the tertiary and the lowest that we call the CHIP compounds or the health posts that we could find. After a successful completion, unfortunately, government changed and new patriotic party came on.
So you did
power.
23 before government changed?
Before government changed, yes. And that 23, to be clear, was signed, that contract was signed by the Lightwave e-healthcare services. That is the United States company.
Okay.
Yes. But in 2019, when after the new government has gone through the process and has checked what we did in 2016, 2017, they approved of the process for us to continue and then increase the scope of work for us to do, which included 950 health facilities across the country. So, in brief, that's how far we have come. Yeah.
So, from 2016, 23, and then 2019, when the contract was renewed, you were given a mandate to do 950 health facilities.
950.
Give me a breakdown of these facilities.
Yes. So, these 950 health facilities includes teaching hospitals, regional and district hospitals, health centers, polyclinics, psychiatric hospitals. So all these were part of the 950. So it is not just health centers, but it has a complete coverage of the facilities that the government of Ghana runs across, including the CHAG facilities, that's the Christian Health Association facilities.
So 950, how many were you able to complete? And which ones are left before this whole press conference by the minister?
Yeah, according to the minister, we just want to stick with that figure of 450 that the minister mentions that we have completed, and it is less than half. When you are talking in terms of nominal figures, counting 950, and someone has done 450 years, any child that is able to read and write will say, oh, then it is less than half. But this is weighted. The facilities are weighted because they are not of the same size or the same how do I say? Yeah, facilities are not of the same size.
Because you can't compare a teaching hospital to a district hospital.
A district hospital, exactly, yes.
Okay. So in that one, for instance, for the teaching hospitals, the scope of work is bigger than the district hospital.
Yeah.
So for the teaching hospital, what specifically were you supposed to do at the teaching hospitals, and what specifically were you supposed to do at the district hospitals?
Yeah, so in all the facilities, we are supposed to deploy the system, and this includes networking of the facility. In fact, even if they have existing network, we ensure that we give the strong backbone that will be able to carry the e-health architecture, because most of the facilities that were networked, some of them were using some form of electronic systems, and they didn't have a strong backbone. So we needed to put in devices that will strengthen the network that they have to be able to carry the e-health architecture. So in every facility, irrespective of the size, we created a network across the campus of the facility. And then we also provided devices, computing equipment that were supposed to run the system. And we did training at the facility level. We did in-person training at the facility level. After that, once we are done with the training, we do we are done with the training and the facility rolls on live. We do post-go live support, which is also on-site until we realize that the users are very conversant with the system before our teams leave. And then we continue to provide off-site support for the facilities. Every facility, even though have their own centralized server, every facility has its own server, which means they are autonomous. They don't depend on another facility to be working. However, if the other facility is working and they are also working and patient travel in between them, then we are able to send the patient medical records from one facility to the other for continuum of care for the patient. This architecture that we did had a centralized repository at the Ministry of Health where we do remote backup for every facility. So out of all facilities we have deployed, every one of them have an instance at the Ministry of Health where we do remote backup. And I think about a year or two ago, Kolebu caught fire, the server room caught fire, everything got burned, and we were able to recover every data that Kolebu was on and bring them back to.
So the backup is here in Ghana. It's not anywhere else, as we are told.
It's on the first floor of the Ministry of Health. We don't store anything outside of this country. And if anyone has any evidence, single evidence of proof of Lightwave storing anything outside the country, they can bring it or use it against us. But that's why we strongly say there is no truth in what the minister put out on the floor of Parliament, and also in the accountability series that they did at the Jubilee House.
Now let's stay away from what the minister said as far as the completion. He said 450 in your books.
Yeah.
How many have you completed in your books?
Yeah, so we have completed more than 450.
How many? Give me a specific number in your books.
461, and there are a number of facilities that are still underway. There are about 35.
So in your books, you have done 461.
And there are 35 that we have completed networking and everything that is supposed to be done. Or we are left with supply of equipment and train the users of the facilities, these 35.
Is there a timeline? Does the contract give you a timeline to finish all these 950? You had a timeline or there was none?
Yeah, there was a timeline, 3 years period to finish this.
And are you within the time?
No, because of some force majeure, like the COVID that came, so we weren't able to finish at the time because there was a lockdown for a very long time. So health workers, we couldn't go to do this during that time. There are times when also delays of payment, because this contract is supposed to, once we deliver the work, the government have 36 days to pay us so that we'll be able to continue on to the next phase or the next milestone. Sometimes payment delays as much as 20 months, over a year. So if this happens, then we cannot, whatever we have to support the progress of work will definitely tally, because we need to buy equipment. If it's just about training, then you can just go ahead and train, but it is not. You need to buy equipment, you need to install, you need to train people. So it's a whole lot of process. So if you have payment delaying, which is not anything that Lightwave did, but the ministry delaying payments, it will affect. We also did works that are not part of the initial engagement. Some integrations that the ministry called us to include in the process, like the e-pharmacy integration, BDR, birth and death registry, NIA, NHIA.
It was not part of the initial contract?
All these are not part of the initial contract. But in the process... But
then why did you decide to do it if it wasn't part of the contract that you signed?
That's why I'm saying that the ministry requested. So those were signed agreements as part of an add-on to what we're doing, but not part of the initial contract that we signed.
With payments going to be made.
Payments going to be made, yes.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, so I've lost my line of thought, but then yes. So these facilities, I think 950. We have completed a number of them, but the ministry puts it at 450. That is fine. That's their figure. We can debate that in subsequent forums, but we don't want to now, because the reason I'm saying this is there have been, I think 2 days ago or yesterday, the PRO of the ministry, Tony Goodman, was on Joy FM and saying, oh, there are still remaining teaching hospitals we haven't done. And the producer asks, which teaching hospital? He says Sunyani Teaching Hospital. I want to ask Tony, when did Sunyani become a teaching hospital? The project was signed in 2019. At the time, Sunyani was a regional hospital. So if a year ago Sunyani becomes a teaching hospital and we have finished Sunyani 2 years ago, we finished Sunyani in 2021, how do you then say that it's now a teaching hospital? So it's a point to make that we have not finished teaching hospitals when it was, at the time of signing of the contract, was a regional hospital and we have completed it. So there seem to be some number variations that the ministry is putting out this on true. We will, if we had received a copy of the report, we would have corrected some of these things, or we would have brought some of these lies to bear to the ministry that, hey, you are mistaken. You go out there and say this, is going to affect your reputation. But as it stands now, we have not received a single report that the audit that they did. So everything we are hearing from it is what the minister stood on the floor of Parliament to say, and we had no other way or means than to release a press do a press statement on it.
The minister said your contract ended December 2024. Is that the case?
Yes, it's expired December 2024, 31st December. And before then, looking at the work that was remaining, it's just about 17% of the, less than 17% actually. We wrote to the ministry for an extension, and I think that was during the election period, so they couldn't. And then government change, we wrote another letter to request for extension to complete the remaining facilities that are being mentioned in the contract.
But if your contract has ended December 2024, what is wrong with the minister bringing a new company to come and take over after the expiration of your contract then?
Okay, so this is not like building a house. When you are dealing with software, it's not like building a house. So if we said our contract has expired and at the end of the day, 2024, governments have changed and we come to 2025, are you expecting us to have just packed our things and go?
But your contract has ended.
So the question is, are we supposed to pack our things and go? If we did, like it's happening now, even now that we have reduced the staff.
It's like you renting an apartment and your date for you to leave the apartment is in or is over. You have to vacate the apartment. Is that not the same as, I'm giving a general scenario?
A general scenario, yeah. So yes, in a general scenario, yes, you are supposed to pack and go. But even when we have not packed and we decided that we don't have money to be paying all 150 plus staff that we have, and so we are reassigning our staffing to other ventures, we see what is going on. And because of the reassignment, facilities are not receiving the necessary support that they are supposed to receive. And per that, the minister sees that as somebody switching off a system, which is untrue.
That was my next question. Is it that you decide to put a system on switch it
Sam,
off?
I can show you messages.
You put a whole system in your pocket and then you decide to leave it. Is that it? Because
the general thing you are saying.
Because ordinarily people will think, or everybody will think, that because your contract has ended and you are leaving, you may want to sabotage the system.
So that is the part where the ministry should have, even if per this analogy, that's the part where the ministry should have even congratulated Lightwave, because we did not leave. We have continued to hold the system till now. We have continued. Governments change. It doesn't take the same period. It doesn't take 2 days or 3 weeks for a minister to be in office. There are processes for the minister to go through vetting and other stuff to get someone to start work. So like every Ghanaian company that have the Ghanaian people at heart, we decided, okay, let's give the ministry some time, at least 6 months, for them to see structure stuff and know where they want to, or where their goals and objectives are. Throughout this period, we have made a number of engagement trying to get the audience of the minister to be able to know, brief him on what the project is about, even though he knows about it as a ranking member. But now in a different office, we need to brief him. Unfortunately, we never got that audience. We never engaged him even once. And an audit was started. How would you start an audit if you have not even engaged the company? We don't have a problem with that. That is your prerogative. You don't have a problem with that. However, if you want to talk about the audit report in public, I think it is fair for you to just say, hey, this is a copy of the audit. Let's have a meeting. And then if there are any anomalies or differences, they are sorted out. And then you can now come out and say, this is what we found out. This is what we have been agreed with. We think the company is competent to continue the work, or the company cannot continue the work based on my own reasons. We don't have a problem with that. But then, for the love of the country and the Ghanaian people at heart, we continue to pay our staff for the past 9 months until the first meeting happened in September. And we actually made the ministry aware that because of non-payment, we cannot continue to hold staff to continue providing support. The minister said, okay, bring any outstanding invoices that we have, we will pay. And we submitted, and nothing. We didn't hear anything. So then we have to reassign staff. And once we reassign staff, it means we may not have enough staff to provide support for every other facility or request that comes in. In fact, we have adequately trained facilities. We have trained the regional and IT managers for all the regions. So we believe that if Lightwave is not there, these people should be able to take up the mantle and go on.
Do you want the contract to be renewed?
Yes, why not? If it's renewed, we will be very grateful to complete the work and then have a very smooth transition.
Is it not because you want the contract to be renewed? The reason why you are withdrawing your staffs to more or less, in quotes, sabotage the system, because you are doing everything to get a contract renewed.
But Sam, you told me in general we should have left. That's what you are telling me.
Yes.
And that's what the minister, per what you are saying, says that we should have done because we don't have any contract. Yes, but keeping the systems up. If we had gone, then it would be like, oh, they just left. No. So we have continued to support. We are a Ghanaian company. That's what I want you to understand. We will not close down and say we are leaving. No. We will still continue to operate. And whilst the ministry is structuring to come in, bring new policies, or minister have his own plan, we still have to continue to provide the necessary support until we know the way forward. So the first meeting we had was in September 3rd.
We are told that the whole contract sum is $100 million.
Yes, you are right.
Give us a breakdown.
Yes, so the $100 million has different milestones that we are supposed to complete.
That's why I'm seeking the breakdown.
Yes, so in this breakdown for the $100 million, we have teaching hospitals, 4 of them numbered in the contract, 4 teaching hospitals. And at the time, they were identified as the whole teaching hospital, Tamale Teaching Hospital, Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, and Kolebu Teaching Hospital. There were 6 regional hospitals that were part, 243 district hospitals, metropolitan, leprosarium, which includes some of the districts have child facilities as so. And then there are 2 psychiatry hospitals. But even that, we have completed all 3. There are 3 psychiatry hospitals in Ghana. But in the contract, it even says 2.
So you dash one to government?
No, not that we dash. It is part. We can't. No, it's not a jara. We will eventually have to reassign it to any of the district hospitals. So those are details that if we had been engaged by the ministry after the audit, they would have known that this is the actual work that has been done to be on TV and radio lying or telling the untruths. There are about 49 polyclinics that were included in the contract and 646 health centers. Now, this totals up to 950.
Yeah.
Completion of the 4 teaching hospitals alone. Completion of the 4 teaching hospitals alone tells us, based on the contract, we have completed 21% of the contract. Completion of the 6 regional hospitals indicates we have completed another 22%. So if we completed only these 10 facilities, we would have done 43% of the work. In that order, now the 646 health centers that was in the contract, which currently is remaining with 500, that 646 constitutes 17% of work done. So even if we had done all 646 health centers today, if we didn't do anything and the minister came to office, he would have been saying, oh, they did 68% of the work. But that constitutes only 17% of the contract. So, and when we received this, the ministry, we sat down with the ministry, they said they structured it. Do the bigger hospitals, because that's where all referrals go.
Yeah.
What would be the essence or the sense in doing smaller hospitals and then they move to a bigger facility and they are using paper and then the smaller one is using electronic? It doesn't make sense. So you do the big one so that it goes through the referral system. You do the big one, the subsequent ones. So as they are coming into the system with paper, the paper processes are being taken off right from the polyclinic through the district, regional, before you get to the
And were the hospitals using it?
Yes. And in fact, as I speak today, that the minister still says that we have shut down, we have over 200 facilities running today. I can show you evidence on my phone here. 200 plus, which includes about 113 CHAG facilities and about 98 government facilities. Now, the misunderstanding or miscommunication that the minister puts across, and the ministry, Tony Goodman and everyone that have spoken of this, put across is that we shut down the system, which is impossible. It's rather the other way around. When the services we have completed that wasn't part of the contract, like the integrations, we told the minister, okay, so if we don't have staff and we are not being paid for these integrations, then unfortunately we can't continue to maintain, because it takes money to maintain all these. So we will close those. We will not be able to provide support for those. So that was that happened, and then facilities felt, oh, the only means by which Lightwave could reach us, because they don't have personnel on site, will be through the wide area connectivity that they have. That's the private virtual network, virtual private network. So let's disconnect them so that we'll be able to use the system without any interruption, so that if Lightwave even decides to do anything, like the minister says, if there is a way of switching off, like there's a key somewhere, then they will be exempted. Unfortunately, the system runs and checks and ensures that there is always backup going to the ministry repository. So if after running for some time the backup doesn't go, it's a call for the system to alert the facility that, hey, your backups are not going. In that way, if it's shut down at the facility automatically, then you'll be able to reach out to the support, and then we will let you know, oh, this connectivity is down, can you establish it so that we can come in and assist. Most of them decided to remove that connectivity, and eventually they were going down one after the other. And again, even today, there are some facilities that were on yesterday that had gone off. They have taken us out. We don't have any access in going there, so how do they go out? So these are things that if the ministry had engaged us, they would have known and not come out to say the falsehood that they are propagating.
So you believe for your side, you've done a clean job, you're not sabotaging the system?
No, we cannot sabotage the system or government. The data that the system, the Lightwave Health Electronic Management System generated, is owned by the government of Ghana and the Ministry of Health. We have not said anywhere that we own this data. What we own is the software, because the software for the phase 2, which is currently going on, the phase 2, is an enterprise version for 950 facilities if we had completed. So it means you don't have limited number of devices to connect. You don't have limited. You can connect as much as devices within the 950 facilities. But in the phase 1, there was a limitation. The phase 1 had a limitation of 590 facilities over the 24 months. And the phase 2 has unlimited enterprise session for any number of devices to be connected in the 950 for a period of 24 months as well.
Okay. Eric, I wish we would continue this conversation, but the time is not our best of friends at the moment. So I'm sure another time we'll invite you over for us to have go into details, you know, of
we will be, but we just want to let Ghanaians know that we are here to help, we are here to assist, and if the opportunity is given for us to continue the work, yes, Lightwave will continue to help bring Ghanaians service that we are doing back into where we want it to be. Because in Africa, I don't think when we started there was any company or any software that was doing this.
Eric, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Eric J, Senior Project Manager at Lightwave eHealthcare. My guest tonight on Point Blank on Eyewitness News. The show produced by Kwabena Wilson, Beverly London. My name is Sami. We have a technical assistant from Desmond Nyako. So we'll come your way again tomorrow. May the good Lord be with us all.
Eyewitness News. Be there.